So for all the directors or corporate secretaries of uh, all Singapore companies, okay, please look at my screen now. This is the email you would receive, because I did for a few companies also, that you will receive if you do not have a data protection officer sitting in your company right now. In short, we call it DPO. Okay, so these terminologies just catch up with me lah. Maybe you have heard this before, but not too often. Like PDPC stands for Personal Data Protection Commission. PDPA is the Personal Data Protection Act. Okay, the law itself. Commission is the group or the agency that enforces this sooner or later. Okay, but right now it looks quite soon with this email. Uh, I really want to. I cannot highlight enough this email, and uh, it came just recently only. Just it's not like last 2 weeks. It just came maybe within a week itself. And yeah, the deadline, as you see, they put as 30th September. But don't get too excited also. It's not like a deadline, but it's more like as you can see, they say they encourage you to have a data protection officer by this date. Okay, so if you are a director of any company or corporate secretary of any company, and you have no idea whether your company right now has a DPO or not, it's very easy to check. Just go to bizfile.gov.sg. All right, put in your company name. Below there is a click here, a small. I can guide you after that, after this presentation. But it's a very easy way to just click here, and then they will show you whether there is someone sitting on the company as a DPO. But right now, I'm just saying, probably when you receive this email, you don't have a DPO on your company. That's why you're receiving the email. Again, for those who are very new to data protection, um, what a summary is going to look like to you. I don't want to go too in depth. It's going to take a very long time, and you probably cannot put in everything into your head. But in a nutshell, okay, what is it for? The overview: privacy preservation. As you can tell, Singapore is getting more and more affluent, more and more hotbed for the ultra rich, right? So back then when we are kampong, nobody care who you are, right? Nobody care who your friends are. But today, a lot of people will care, especially with the rich and the famous. Okay, so privacy preservation is the value of identity has gone up many folds, right? The person, the status that you hold, um, generally in Singapore has risen a lot. And that's my next point: the economic value, right? What you can do with this identity, what can you um, get out from this status, this identity. So maybe most of us are common people, so we don't have that economic value. But just again, the law applies to everybody. Doesn't mean that your identity is not as valuable than the number one rich guy in Singapore. It doesn't mean you don't need to know about this, or you don't have to practice a good data protection practices. Okay, so next, like compliance with regulations. Of course, Singapore is number one in compliance, number one in following regulation. So this is nothing new. We are all used to that already. Okay, so but what they're saying here is data itself has come up its ranks to become like as important, as crucial, as heavy as eating chewing gum in MRT. That's what they are trying to you know uh, bring up this whole idea of data protection. Trust and reputation. Singapore, of course, has been a very trustworthy place for investment, stable legal framework. Um, your secrecy act. All that is to preserve and to maintain Singapore's reputation as a very reliable, right? So again, this is add on to this whole trust. Of course, with all the cyber attack and all that, Singapore cannot sit back and just say, "Oh, let's see uh, what happens." In fact, there's past case you all probably heard of, that big organization that has been attacked. Uh, I will share in my slide later on. Okay, technological advancement. Again, cyber crimes has been improving. Uh, uh, there's no way, like I can say, if my personal take away, there's no one perfect formula to save you from all these crimes. The only safeguard, or the firewall is here, right? Like how you use your own data, how you share your own data, how you take a call, or how someone say, hey, hello, I'm your father's mother's cousin friend, and they come across. So you can't really say there's one formula to prevent all this, but the fact of the matter is the methods are getting more and more sophisticated, not just online, but also through your phones, through your daily interactions. That PDPA is the act, is a law. It's not ideal. Okay, it's a law governing the collection, use, disclosure, and care. You see, care. What is care? Very subjective. So later I will tell you how the act make it less subjective. It's not up to you to say, not up to me to say, but there's quite a fair bit of you know guidelines that we can talk quite long on. The PDPA is, like I say, a standalone piece of legislation. Okay, it's quite long. If you're interested, I can send you the link to read in detail. Okay, key amendments. These are the amendments that I just said that has taken place since 2019 until today, right? Um, Basically, they're making it more robust, okay, more stringent. How portable your data is also a requirement, also a guideline uh, to adhere to. And then, of course, the financial penalties. Everybody will be concerned. 1 million or 10% of your annual turnover, not whichever is lower, whichever is higher. So minimally, if you kena the maximum one is $1 million, no joke. Okay. Um, and again, like harvesting data. Sorry, I prohibit data harvesting. Wrong spelling there. Data harvesting software. We have a lot of new tech, new software coming out that helps, like I say, to harvest data, because data is no longer as easy to obtain as before. So there's a lot of tech people that comes out with solutions, right, to gather all these data, to send emails, numerous emails in a short time. Again, all these moving forward, there may be restriction and penalization. All right, so don't get too comfortable about your current way of uh, getting leads, or prospecting. Okay, let's get ready let's get real. Let's get ready that there are things that is coming our way that require our changes towards the way we run our business. Okay. Okay, the key principles, if you can forget, try not to forget. I put all these diagrams is to hope it is easy to just stick with the head when you are visually engaged. The four key principles, just take note, is consent. Okay. All these, I think you all would know. It's just whether you all practice or not, because um you always fill up the survey forms. At the end, they will do those tick boxes, and it's very common already. If today you are asking people to fill out forms without those tick boxes, oh, I consent to your marketing materials, I agree to receive your emails, blah blah blah. If you don't even have those, you better catch up. As in, it is more getting yourself familiarized with the way, I say again, to conduct your business, more than follow, like trying to adhere. Of course, adhering to the government law is a must sooner or later lah, but then getting yourself used to it sooner or later is always better. Then you can fine tune all your those consent statements, right? It is already very common in all the forms I have filled. They always ask you this, and I always don't take because I got too much already. And notification is the next, I think, pretty hard thing to do, because you need you need a very conscious, conscientious also person or team to um, constantly engage the leads you have in a way that is not overly too overbearing and all that. So you need to notify them what is the purpose of the data collected, right? um, and thereafter you must also maintain what you promise people, right? That's why sometimes when they say, oh, I need your consent, I need to notify you I'm using for this, and they put it very broad. so that in the future they can always use for the subsequent purposes, other purposes that they may not have thought of earlier. Okay, purpose limitation. This is to um, emphasize that the data collected is for the right purpose. So if you are doing certain trade, but then you saying, "Oh, I need your data to do other kind of activities," and it doesn't quite add up, then you need to be a bit careful lah. You don't want to be a case where you're collecting data and presenting to your audience that you have no idea why you're collecting this data, and that will look very very what I call it, bad. Yeah, you will look very very weird lah. Huh? Yeah. And lastly, access and correction. This is also quite tricky. Individuals have the right to request access to their data. Um, well, you have to provide a channel. I wouldn't say they can go into a database and change anything they want, but there must be some kind of channel for them to reach out to you, um, so that they can give you the correct data in the event it's wrong or any changes. Okay, so easier said than done. But these are just four, luckily, four key principles. Let's move on. Then I talk about a data protection officer. Okay, no, remember everything, but what I'm trying to show you here is the data protection officer. It's not just a name you put under your BIS file, no, under your ACRA records. Okay, to this morning, a client just called me. I discussed with him. He told me straight in the face, "I am ready to take on all the repercussions of a data protection officer, all the repercussions of any breach." Then I say, okay, then you can be the data protection officer. It's as simple as that. By 30th September, if you have a name, you want to put your brother, your elder brother, your little brother, your cousin, your mom, any person's name you want to put there is up to you. I mean, you as in the director of the company lah. But what a DPO needs to know, needs to execute, okay, is a whole ball game. And I can only share so much in what 20 minutes. So I put in 8 points just to give you a vibe of what data protection officer will actually need to accomplish and document this accomplishment, this work trail, right? Um, and then perhaps from 1 million you can have a mitigating effect if in the event of a breach, right? Not all breach will be 1 million, but what my point is, when you have a DPO and a process, a data protection management plan in place, it is going to help you mitigate um, in the event of any breach. Okay, so I'm just going to move on. Okay, again, data breaches, when it happens, okay, then people will point finger. No need point finger, just follow these 5 things. Okay, these 5 keywords: identify, contain, notify, document, review. Again, easier said than done. And you cannot have all this when after the breach take place. Please have these things ready. Who is going to, do all this nitty gritty, and to know that it's 72 hours. Okay, if you really don't want to uh, uh, say like engage a vendor, engage a data protection officer, uh, like ourselves, we have a service package that provides that, then please take your, put in your effort, take your time, please go and understand. I'm just pointing out all the very key points, and there may be more, but these should be good enough for you to understand what a data protection officer needs to undertake. Okay, it's not I mean, now you can still, how I call it lah, like more so lah. You can still figure it out lah. But I can tell you, sooner or later, the email is already out. Sooner or later, by the end of this year, that's my guess lah. It's not going to be a fool around matter. Okay, so like I say, these are the few major steps to take um when it comes to a data breach. Okay, you have to really identify, nature of the breach. Is it someone who purposely uh, give the password away, or unintentionally left the door open, or whatever, or click on the link because there is a free gift? Okay, so please go and identify what is the cause of the breach. Then what steps to take to further to prevent further impact and damages. What are the steps that you need to quickly take, not just take your time to take. Okay, it's really because there is a time limit on notifying the PDPC. There's 72 hours, and you have to identify who are the affected individuals, and then inform these individuals. Okay, record these steps. Again, these are to prove that you have done what you can and what you need as a DPO. Um, Despite the breach already took place, you are now trying to mitigate uh, the potential punishment or penalty that the company will face. Okay. Did anyone have any questions? Sorry. Okay. If you have any question, just throw it inside the chat or towards the end. If I'm going too fast, also let me know lah. Yeah, and then the last thing is to, it's very dry stuff. Is to review the incident and understand its cause. Why? 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 Mary go and click that link? Why she want to always like to, get free gift? Is it that kind of thing? So and it's common. You cannot say it is this person is silly. This person is so not thinking, not using the brain. It's not that. When people are doing something, it is very 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 easy to just be distracted. And then when there is a link down there and the word click, right, sometimes they just don't coincide, and they are here doing this thing. They will just, they were just that distracted and they will just click it. That happens with a lot of the banks as well, right? So this is just a few things. Okay, measures to protect, also a lot of things. Okay, this is a very close knitted circle. I don't expect that any one of us, the company owners, to have every single thing. But if you have all of this and you still have a data breach, okay, I highly doubt the government is going to penalize you heavily. Okay, um, it will take a lot of effort lah. And anyone who want to hack into your data or destroy or damage your data would probably choose another target, knowing that you have such controls in place. But to pick up a few of them that is, you know uh, easy to implement, easy to uh, uh, get your employees to subscribe and to practice, and yeah, to walk the talk, right? Yeah, you can look at all this and ask yourself which are all some of them which are already in place, but not followed through. Then you have a better idea of how far you are from the ideal uh, protection, so to speak. Okay, so for physical devices, I think it's the easiest, right? Just lock it up. If it's not meant to be unlocked, it's not meant to be the open. Just lock it up. Someone holds the key. Someone has a logbook, accountable for the in out of the key, etc. So um, you can see that data protection can go very very in depth, but at the same time, everyone play a part. It will help the whole ecosystem to be really more secure in such a is if I put it that way. Because sometimes we will think that, hey, my own data is so little, so like it's not going to cause anyone any trouble. My clients going to understand me, they will understand we are all like in an inner circle. We are long time friends, we're long time customers. I mean, again, it is your prerogative. I cannot say who data leak whose data leak will be happy about it, or don't mind about it. So this is some considerations for you to take away from this webinar. And if you need more, if you want to have a deeper discussion, you can always look up ourselves. Okay, so penalties, quick one. Yeah, it's quite late already. Okay, financial penalties, of course, is what all Singaporeans will take note lah. So I put a number one. Always there's definitely financial penalties. I mentioned before, is 1 million, up to $1 million. Thereafter, you have enforcement notices, you have stop processing orders. All these will impact your business, the running of your business. Even you have $2 million to pay. Let's put it this way: can you afford to not run your business as per before? Can you afford to stop collecting data or processing orders? Can you? It could be an even bigger impact. So um, yeah, so publicity orders as well is like that will be on the impact on the reputation. Will people want to pass you their data knowing that, yeah, this guy got 2 million to pay the fine, but he will anyhow take care, anyhow treat the data? Would people perceive it as such? So again, reputation is something that's built, not overnight. It doesn't, if you have all the money in the world, it also doesn't come by buying your reputation. It's by building it. So this is what I think would be even more costly, right, than just financial fines. Personal criminal imprisonment. Um, this is of extreme cases. If you're talking about people who deliberately, maybe to deliberately share or sell certain sensitive data. Okay, um, these are the extent the government would go to make sure that the data protection is not something to kid with. Summary of key points. Again, the importance of data protection. I think I want to bring back to my property days is like the whole idea of data protection is people can misuse um, data, and with technology it is the people that we care about more than ourselves that we want to protect. Example, our family, right? So I think this data protection, it is definitely important. It is definitely a good step, although it's very leceh lah. Yeah lah, it's like new things to undertake. But then you realize Singapore is also aging, and with the age there's a lot of technological drag, right? They don't catch up. The graying population. I'm also graying, by the way. Yeah. So they don't catch up as much, and that is a big trap, potential trap. And then that's why I think data protection is really just one of it, to kind of better, to kind of counteract this whole technological advancement and moving forward. So this is my take on the importance of data protection. Not just about your business running, not just about your customers, they happy, your reputation. That comes along with it lah. Yeah. So I think the bigger picture here is we should inculcate a good, how to say, a habit, right? A way of life to protect any forms of data, whether it's at home or whether it's in your business, or whether it's your staff, right? Uh, yeah. So do take that away and see how you are treating your current data, how you are treating your business handling, keeping, storing, and using it. All these have a think through, and then you see if we are the right people to help you, at least for the first few years. Maybe we can guide you along, and then after that I say, hey, I can be my own DPO. Then okay, by all means, please uh, put your own name into that biz file. Yeah, so these are my two, as I said, the final thoughts on the implication of this for businesses. Please have a think, please have a thought, and if you have really any questions on how DPO or how data protection is going to unfold in the coming months or next half a year, we are always here. You can always come back like 3 months later and say, hey, um, can we discuss on how to do up a data management plan. We will, on our end, we really need to do our job to understand your business, as though we are part of your business, to understand the processes, to see where are the gaps. um, yeah, and you can try that on your own first, right? Like you can try that on your own and see, hey, what are the places? But it's hard. You know why? Because nobody really want to pinpoint fault on themselves. What I mean, right? It's your own business. You thought of all this, and suddenly you say, yeah, here not good lah. There got holes lah. Here very slack lah. It can be a bit hard, I feel, right? So let us come in. Maybe we can give a very more objective view of all your SOPs of the way you treat your data.